tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Dropping knowledge in the studio, you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This is Prince Hakeem.
And this is your man, Ronnie Ron. Hakeem, what's happening? What's happening? What is happening?
What's up? What's up, man? You know, trying to stay cooler than the York Peppermint Patty. You know what I'm saying?
Peppermint Patty, man, from New York? Oh, that is cool.
No, not New York, but York Peppermint Patty, not York.
Oh, York. I know you're talking about putting a figure in Publix down the ice cream aisle. I got you, dog.
Yeah,
I got you, dog. But where's mine, man? You be holding out on me, man.
Hey, brother, you don't live. You live on the beach. I'm in the hood, so I don't know what to tell you. You gonna have to cross some tracks.
Oh my God! But Hakeem, I ain't gonna lie, man. Today I had to bring on a special guest. He's actually one of my co-workers, and he wanted to come on the show because he want to speak his mind about the way of modern day women thinking.
Hey, and I'm happy you brought him because we always need more brothers to come and to talk about this because this is an epidemic and a pandemic.
Because that's true. Because today the way the man is thinking is totally left field, and the women take complete control of the way men are thinking. So he go by the name of Jordan. Jordan, what's happening, man? Welcome on the show, man.
Hey, what's up, people? How y'all doing, man? I'm good to be here, yo. And I appreciate this. You guys are doing this platform. It's really good for our community. I appreciate that.
Hey, brother Jordan, we appreciate you just wanting to come on here. And this is our platform is open to anybody who has an idea, a thought, a grievances. We not Hollywood. We still peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You feel me?
I got you. You know
what I'm saying?
So Jordan, of course, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're gonna get started.
Okay. Well, I'm Jordan. I'm 30 years old. I am a married man. Been married over a year.
Praise the Lord.
Yes, and altogether we've been together for 12 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
On time.
So I've been with her since I was 19, and we still holding strong.
It's beautiful you say that. You know, you ever heard of a guy named Coach Red Pill on YouTube?
I heard about him. I haven't watched the YouTube, but I heard about him.
So there's a point he recently made a video. It's like one of his older videos where he said he's recommending guys not to get married so quickly. He said you need to be with the woman for a long period of time before you cross that threshold. And I would just say it's just a testament to what you're just saying. You've been with your girl for 12 years and you finally took the leap. So now you know this is for real. Like y'all all in.
That's true. And I agree with him. Like, you know, he said like, you know, men should wait. You said men should wait for a period of time. I'm sorry.
No, he said you shouldn't just rush to get married. Like, let's say if you're meeting somebody, you shouldn't just rush to get married. He said you should at least be with somebody for a couple years because, you know, at the end of the deal, if the relationship was to break up, it always benefits the woman, not the man. You lose.
I agree.
That's a fact.
I agree.
Especially you in California, brother. You know how that stuff is over there. She filed, no matter what it is, she filed for divorce. She take whatever she want.
And the thing is over here, you know, since I've been living here for 3 years, there's how the dating scenes out here that I've been hearing about, you know, talk to the friends, all this stuff. It's different.
Why you say it's different? Are you saying it's different because of the way the women are thinking, or is the way?
I'll say living in Miami, from Miami to LA is very, very different because there's a lot of people that does networking, but they focus on more of their careers than going out dating and, you know, meeting someone and all that type of stuff.
But do you feel like that's a bad thing though? Because they ain't the man supposed to get the money, then he gets the power, then he gets the women.
I would say it's a bad thing because, well, I would say I think it's a bad thing for both men and women because
thank you, Jordan. Yes.
It's so much that out here there's so much. Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, and a lot of people out here, you know, they're flaky as well because they're thinking more about themselves. You know, it's okay to work, but you have to find a balance now too. So if you want to date somebody, somebody that could be your wife or somebody to be your husband, you know, you need to have that time to see go ahead because especially because it's the dating scene out here is kind of fierce in a way. So I feel like if you need somewhere to balance it out, okay, I'm working my career, but I need to focus on getting with somebody, hopefully marry somebody, have kids with somebody as well. You gotta find a way to balance that out, I believe.
No, but Hakeem, you always agree. You always say that the problem is today is the man way of thinking because if man.
No, I never said the man way of thinking.
No, but I'm saying you always say when it comes to man should always focus on his purpose, and that's his whole motivation of life.
No, that is men should focus on his purpose, but you need to get married. I advocate for marriage. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Cause I have something to say about that too.
Listen, most of the Fortune 500 company owners are all married. Look at that. Grant Cardone, married. Jeff Bezos, married. Bill Gates, married. Despite what people want to think, wealth is accumulated with two people. If you want to reach a certain level in your company, they don't just make you partner of the law firm if you're not married.
But most of the people you name are getting divorced or already have been divorced.
Nope, that doesn't matter. We're talking about longevity in a sense. Longevity. Those are unique situations where those are unique, isolated situations. But when you're talking about somebody like Warren Buffett, he's still married to the same woman he's been to for 70 years.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I advocate for marriage. But the thing is what and I'm gonna let Jordan take over when we're starting to get until we get to the main topic of this, the mindset of men and women have changed. Most men are not trying to get married, and most women are focusing on their careers more than focusing to be wives. That's what the issue is becoming in. You have one person leaving the dating market, one person putting a pause on the dating market.
And I also want to add this as well. Like once it's like once you get married, it's like it. I don't want to say it like this, but it's like it looks good on your resume, not just for work. It looks good. It looks good for also for the family as well, and all that. And also when you get married and everything, like I said, if you got you have your husband and wife, you have kids, it's a better standard for your household as well. I would say.
Yeah. So you enjoying being married? How do you think before you got married? What was your commonality of thinking that this person was the one I want to spend my rest of my life with, even though y'all knew each other for 12-something years?
You know what? I thought about that a couple of days ago too, and for me, I haven't really got that. When I was with her at the time, I thought, you had to wait till you're, 20 at a certain age to get married. Because I thought, okay, I'm gonna get married at 27 or 28 or something like that. I thought that was like a time stone or something like that. But my thing is like, you know what? I think I made a wise choice. I thought about this before. Back in 2009, that's how we got together in college. I was talking to somebody before I was talking to my wife at the time, and she was talking to somebody as well. And the girl I was kind of talking to, she started off, sweet and all of that. And then a week or so later, I just started seeing some stuff that was abnormal and everything, and I feel like, she, there was some stuff in past relationship that she had in the past, and she tried to put it on me. And I'm like, like I said, and we wasn't even she wasn't my boyfriend and girlfriend yet. But when I saw that, I was like, oh no, I'm not messing with that. And so when I thought about her, and then I thought about my current wife, and I thought like, you know what, my wife is, my wife is very feminine. She's like, Roddy, my wife is very feminine. She's nice to people. She's always polite. She's a piece in my house. And I'll tell you this, for men this is for the men. I know definitely for men, they want peace in their house. Because it's like we're going now out there from the world and everything. And for men, we feel like, let me tackle the world. And for your wife, you don't need to tackle all that. Just tackle what you need to do in the house and everything, which is not trying to say that's a bad thing. Make sure the house is secure. You come, you bring my piece, you want to talk about stuff, all that type of stuff. I'll tell you what happened at work. She'll say, okay, she'll just give you, a nice calm down talk, a peaceful talk. And if women, like, if the women do that, you'll get peace back 10 times fold. Like I said, every time my wife give me peace like that, I'll spoil her up with something or take her out to eat or something like that, because I always know, like I said, I'll come in the house, it's barely going to be an argument or an agree or disagreement, all that type of stuff. We always find a solution, at the end of the day, we want to have a peaceful environment in our peaceful home.
Hey, I love that you say that.
Me too.
Segue into a question that I wanted to ask you, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So she brought femininity to the table and submissiveness, right? Now,
submissiveness, it took a bit. It took a bit for submissiveness, but yeah.
It took a bit. That's a good thing, because I wanted to ask you, what did you brought to the table for her to want to submit?
Planning. And I don't think it's a lot of this I talk about. I would say, well, for me, I would say this, like planning, because I always, like, when we're together or something like that, I always try to, like, plan stuff with her and, see if we can work out. And it's kind of like being in a leader or being in leadership, always planning stuff.
And love that.
Yes, and then when you plan stuff correctly, and women see that, okay, he's doing this and doing that, it'll be easy, very, very easier to submit. And to say, oh, he's like, not just saying to submit, it's like, oh, he could be a future husband, And then when she started, and that's the case, we see the submissions that then she's gonna talk about marriage and all that type of stuff. Because when she's talking about marriage, it's like, I want this man, I want this brother or God to be my husband.
But in any form of your relationship, did you ever had any financial issues, or were you like paying for stuff on, like, as soon as you was with her, you was taking her out, bada bing, bada bing,
yeah, at first I did. I have a tendency of I don't know. I still do it to this day. Like I'll spoil my women.
You supposed to.
I'm supposed to, yeah.
You supposed to. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, before I would say when we got dating, I kind of did some spoiling, which I think I should have did, but it worked anyways. But I used to, spoil her. It don't have to be big. I have to spoil her some stuff. It could be small stuff like, give her what she likes, what's her favorite food. Certain gifts something that she probably needs, to work or something like that. This that she might not forget.
That's not a bad thing, Jordan. That's actually a good thing. Yeah, I think man needs to do more of that.
They do. No. You listen. Mm-hmm. You could, for you to say that, to say you are married. Because here's the thing, women, I've heard constant women told me, when a man is doing something and she doesn't have to remind you, it says that you're being considerate and you thought of her, and she didn't have to keep pointing fingers.
Fact.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, that's why he's married, Akeem. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this podcast here, a lot of men need to take notes on, because I think sometimes we get too much in our ego. We kind of sense like, oh, I don't want everything she tell you, like, you kind of ignore her. No, you pay attention to stuff that that's more important, that she needs. Notice that not say she wants. You say something she needs. You know what I'm saying? So I think men need to understand that from the difference between needs and wants. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, and especially you just about learning your partner, learning your boyfriend, learning your girlfriend. Because I feel like a lot of people, like, once they get in a relationship, oh, we do this and do that. There's always stuff that you don't know about your partner that comes out little by little by little, or that your partner want to do, like something, a partner came out in the open. Oh, babe, I want to try this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, I say, okay, why you want to do it? Explain to me, She's thinking about it, all that type of stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll support you, all that type of stuff. I might not agree with it, but if she really feels that she wants to do it, I support her 100%.
So, and also I was going to ask you, Jordan, is your wife a stay-at-home wife, or she works?
She works. She works from home.
Oh, she works from home. See, I can't stay at home business. Remember, I was telling you that.
No,
suggestion stay at home business.
No, we always say that, but you know what I'm saying? Especially, man, when you get you a woman, man, submission costs.
Yeah.
Submission costs. And I think that's something a lot of us don't understand. And you know what I mean? Especially if you want to be married. Like, there's a lot of guys who don't want to be married. But for me, I want to be married. Like,
I want to be married as well.
I want to be married.
So, Joy, you agree with Hakeem submission costs?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's not gonna cost. It's not gonna cost you a lot.
No, it's not.
It's not. But it's gonna cost. It's not gonna hurt your pockets or anything.
Listen, Jordan. Let these people know. Having ambition, keeping a steady job, is what most women want. I'm talking about basic women. Go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. You know, as long as they want consistency. If you're consistent what you do, you're good. You're golden.
The spoiling is extra, but security and stability is the main focus, because a lot of these women are growing up in houses without stability. Let's be real.
Facts.
Jordan, you from Miami. And there's no disrespect to no woman out from Dade County. Most of these women never grew up with their daddies in the house.
Facts.
I agree.
Most of them grew up knowing the stepdaddy or the boyfriend who was knocking it down every so often, coming dirtying the sheets up. You know what I'm saying?
But Hakeem, you know, I recently just got into a discussion with a woman, and she was telling me, what I'm saying is that's not true, because some women that was raised in a 2-parent household still becomes just like the same scumbag women we be talking about.
That's a lie. From a statistic point of view, no.
I agree. I totally agree with you. No. But she was like, no, she disagreed, because she like, I was raised with that same value you guys are talking about. And you still say no. She like, oh no, you guys don't know what you're talking about, because
Ronnie, that's definitely emotional thinking. Yeah. And you're not using logic into that decision, because the clearly shows what this Hakeem just said.
Okay, so let's swing on to that. So let's differentiate from emotional thinking from logical thinking. So we understand, like, men today, because most of the time man makes decisions today. Half of the time man make their decision based on their emotion. Correct?
No. Let's differentiate that. I'm not excluding what you're saying. Most men who are raised without fathers make emotional thinking.
Preach. I agree with that.
You feel me? Because there's an old Haitian man who's not too far from me here. He's been here 40 odd something years. I don't do emotional type thinking. So we do have a segment of brothers who do emotional thinking, and these are the ones who have feminine traits due to the lack of masculinity and testosterone around them.
But my thing, Hakeem, then what do you say about those therapists and telling man you need a special emotional more?
Pressure is made for shoulders, not hips.
Preach on that.
Preach.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you human. You're supposed to break down. Breaking down is for when your daughter and your son is sick, or your mama is sick, or you seeing somebody die. All that other shit we got no time for. We got to go build a community out here.
No, but I don't think man should break down at all. I think he should be strong.
No, bro, you can't do that. That means you're not human. You have to.
I am human. No, I am human, because I recognize the emotion. I recognize the feeling. However, I don't allow the feeling to take over my decision making.
No. You're supposed to break down. When I'm saying, if your own child is sick, you're supposed to have some type of emotion and to break down. Because the thing about it
my emotion is causing me. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Don't get me wrong, Hakeem. I'm not disagreeing with you and Jordan at all. All I'm saying is, if a man is, mind you, the man still has to represent some form of strength. If he completely broke down,
at that time,
go out of order.
Listen, at that time, they're not looking for strength; they're looking for compassion. You can't be listen. No. You can't be tough at the hospital.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I think
I get where you're coming from, but you can't be. But I'm just giving an example where you can't be tough at the hospital or at the funeral site. You
but
can't
if
have
I'm breaking down, let's say if I'm breaking down and somebody hit the caskets fall because I'm at my emotional state. Everything's out of order. That's what I'm saying. That's why a man should have some form of stability within his emotion. He should be able to be grounded in his emotion.
No, definitely.
To the point that the emotion don't overtake him.
Yeah. I look
you
at
get what I'm saying, Jordan? You get what I'm saying?
I get what you guys saying. I get it.
Because you gotta understand something. Like if a man is emotional, if he's emotional wreck, and remember his wife is emotional or his girlfriend's emotional, and their kids need him, and he's all the way, he's crying like a storm.
I'm not saying to be a pussy. I'm just saying there's no I'm not saying to be a pussy. I'm just saying there's no wrong with you crying and breaking down. Yes, listen.
But the woman, the woman gonna look at you as
no.
And Ronnie, I'll tell you this: if that's the case, find somewhere nice and quiet, bathroom, someone shut the door and cry for 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
There you go, Joe.
And they have to. That. Yes, if you feel that way, if you feel that way, go in the bathroom, cry 10, get your 10, 15 minutes of crying out, come back. You're the husband. You got it again.
Listen. For me, I keep it real with you. I ain't never cried in front of no woman. That's not my family. See? That's so no. I do agree with you saying, but I'm just saying, if it's for my seed or my kid, or if my wife is sick, I'm going to cry. But that's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean I ain't no nigga that's going to jump up and smack the shit out you. Compassion is nothing wrong. I'm just saying, these are the type of points where there's no issue with showing some sort of compassion. You still have to be very strong and level-headed at the end of the day.
Correct.
At times, you don't want to become or perceived as cold-hearted. Because you want to know why at times they don't need 100% of masculinity all the time. You have to be masculine all the time, but I'm just saying from a way of that. But if we're diving into just thinking per se, let's just say thinking. Logical thinking is the basis of men from jump. And it's the way we move. And this is now we can look at me, you, and Jordan for an example. Jordan, you have kids?
No kids yet. No kids
yet. Okay, listen, I don't have kids.
Me either.
Ronnie don't have kids. So that means we practice some sort of logical thinking and discipline, right?
Exactly.
Fact.
Now, mind you, you're over 30, right, Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 40. You over 30. So here's the thing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of brothers who we know got kids and are not married. They didn't practice discipline. There's many women who have kids and are not married that didn't practice pussy discipline. Correct?
Yeah.
Because of their emotional way of thinking. You feel me?
Yeah, the whole thing. And now that, you have homeboys too. They were like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't put on the rubber because the vajayjay is so good. That's an emotional way of thinking. They're saying, look, they're going by feeling the way the vajayjay is so good. So I'm not gonna wear a rubber. I'm not gonna pull out. You get what I'm saying? So
and what does that cost? And what does that cost? It costs if you do that, it costs consequences in the future, which you have an emotional mind.
Basically,
facts.
Don't get me wrong. You're definitely setting your seeds for poverty. But the thing about it is, there's a deeper mode to that. It's all linked to one critical part. Jordan, was you raised with your mama and daddy?
Just my mom. My mom and it was me and my little brother. So my mom raised us.
Okay. Did you had like other men stepped in the family that was around you that mentored y'all?
Yeah. I had a one father named Dale. He died when I was 15, and I had I had my uncles and I had my grandfather. Cause
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You seem very solid.
Yeah, he do. He's a very solid dude.
I wouldn't even know, to be honest with you, that's shock. I wouldn't even know. I thought you sound like a person that grew up with your mama and daddy.
Yeah, he's a very solid dude, very educated dude. Very solid.
I've been with I had a lot of males, that was good to me when I was growing up, all that type of stuff.
So okay. So your mom did allow other men to be around to mentor you, to be that rock.
Yes, she did.
Do you also
see his mom was smart because a mom knows that she can't raise a man. You need another man there to raise a man.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you say that because I was having this conversation before I met with y'all, and I said that another way to counteract a lot of these emotional thinking is a village of men Like we need to start interjecting men around a lot of these young guys to be mentored. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Because to hear that, but then we don't. A lot of us don't talk about the unsung heroes, the Optimist football coach, the people at the library, the security guard at the school, or the lunch man, or some man who plays some sort of a father figure in these kids' life who are not biologically theirs. Really, more or less, it's that Optimist football coach. That coach played daddy more times than ever. So to hear that, you know what I mean, that you had a group of men around you to shield you because you talk very eloquently. I didn't know you was from Miami until he told me that. I thought you was from out of state. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm originally from out of state, but I've stayed in Miami for almost a decade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because that's the thing. So you know, it's a tough situation, man. It's a tough situation when we combat a lot of this stuff here and go into this topic that we talking about, the way of thinking.
So, but my thing with you, with Hakeem and Jordan, my question is to you guys is, so what do you think about the man today? Because a lot of men today is acting out of emotion. The emotion today of man has skyrocketed over the threshold.
You see,
man is not attacking women. Men are not attacking mothers, are not attacking children, and it's getting out of control.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If we pull up blackdemographics.com, that's a small percentage of men. You know what I mean? And I get where you're coming from, because here's the thing. From a statistic point of view, there's 53% of men that's still unmarried and no kids. Ironically, it's three of us that's on this platform right now. We all don't got no kids. So you know what I mean? So the statistics is somewhat true. The main focal point of that is why a lot of us is not getting married. It's the standards and the way of thinking of women. Because here's the thing. I'm a blue collar guy. He's a blue collar guy. I don't know what type of work you do, huh?
Blue collar as well.
Blue collar as well. You know, a typical woman would not date us. You know that.
Yep.
That's why I say you being married, your wife hadn't been with your wife since you was in your 20s.
Yep.
Fact. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But let's imagine if you had met your wife in your 30s now. You think you would have been able to bag her?
Yeah. I look good. I would have had a chance.
No, we're not saying it look. We're not saying it look good. That's another thing I want to break down for a lot of people. From 16 to 24, women in different age stages of their life want different things.
Facts.
You got outliers. From 16 to 24, most young girls at that age are looking for somebody that's attractive. From 24 to 33, most people are looking for stability. And then from 30 on up, they looking for financial stability. So now here's the thing. Looks wouldn't probably have been a matter after 30. A woman 30 and up is looking for somebody who has their stuff together. You know what I mean? From the most part. And the issue is the reason, and I think a lot of people don't understand this, especially black women. Yes, and I'm targeting them because I don't date whites. I don't date Hispanics. I only date black women. So women, don't get mad when I single you out, because I'm only talking about the demographic of women that I'm accessible to date. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Majority of women, imagine, do your wife got a degree?
Yes.
Oh, funny. We can't make it up. I knew that most women we meet are going to have degrees, correct?
Of course I can. Remember, most black women are most enrolled. That's a fact.
That is true. That is true. And there's layers to that. So now here's the thing.
Yes.
By them having degree and stuff like that, their certain way of thinking is going to be on another level. So we have a lot of these group of women who are getting degrees, who are demanding virgin prices at a later age. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding the way economics work and the way the position that black men are in, as far as a lot of us in blue collar roles. Typical blue collar man makes $40,000 a year. Typical,
that's a fact.
Makes $52,000. So there is a myth there where a lot of people think white men make majority money. No, there's only 10% of white men. Matter of fact, 10% of all men that makes in that top $70,000 to $80,000 a year.
Facts.
So the thinking of women in today's day and age is the reason why I'm not married, Ron not married, and a lot of us are not married, because they don't see us as viable candidates for marriage. That's a big issue right now. I've met, and listen, I could go down a list of women I've dated who frowned upon me because I work a blue collar job.
Facts.
That's crazy.
But Jordan, that's the way.
I agree with it. I agree. I agree with it. It's just sad that modern women thinks like that.
They think like that because remember they're influenced. They're thinking of being influenced by social media and being influenced by television and by what they read. So they're thinking that they think in their mind they're able to get the 10% man earning.
But my thing is, it's like, you know, if you're gonna be single, you got not gonna find what you need because typically, usually when a man gets older, when they hit like I think it's like what 33, 34, 35, that's when they start hearing like they stride. And
his value goes up.
And when a woman hits 35,
her value goes down.
Beauty starts to shrink a little bit. Just a little bit. Little by little.
Kevin Samuels says the same thing.
And I like Kevin Samuels, y'all. That's if I'll tell you this, if I would have heard that man, if I was 20 or 21, if I would have heard that type of stuff as a man to tell me that, I probably would have married my wife at 24, 25. Because I already know what I want.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, look, prime example. We wait for someone like a Kevin Samuels to come out to show us like some form of reality.
Yeah.
When our parents was supposed to be the one to show us that reality, but they failed us in that aspect. Now, however, Hakeem and I, we had parents that kind of showed us that route, like, hey, what to marry, what to look for, because we both had our fathers.
To look for.
Go ahead, Hakeem.
Yeah. No, 100%. You know what I mean? My mom had 2 kids prior before him. And that was the only era that you would see men scoop up single mothers, but my mother was a different type of woman. You feel me?
Correct.
And my dad raised and been with him 40-something years. They set a foundation for me, which allowed me to be the man that I am. Now, mind you, they couldn't have predicted the way modern women was going. And one thing you got to say is true. As soon as a man does hit 40, you learn how to manage your money better. You've gotten a lot of stuff out your system. You tend to not want to be as promiscuous as you was in your 20s. You know what I mean? You get tired of that. But
for some reason, it's like logic really started hitting you. Like,
no, you do.
Jordan's in the stock market. I'm in the stock market. You in the stock market. Like, we starting to build stuff.
Listen,
like, it's the weirdest thing in the world.
Weirdest thing. No, for real. Our credit. Listen, I had bad credit until I got into my 30s.
You see, same here.
You know what I mean?
My credit score went up. Like, that's weird, bro.
You know what I mean? But to come back to touch on this motion of with women in their way of thinking as far as what they considered a viable man. And I want Jordan to answer this question for me. And I wanted to put this point is Black women are the only woman who put the most restriction on their men. Because the only men they are liable to get is Black men, because most people date and marry by race. A lot of people are race loyal at the end of the day. Yeah, you have a couple outliers who want to do the vanilla thing and the milk.
But that number is small. Those
are very small. Black women are the only women who outpace their men and look down on their men. Now, here's the funny thing about this.
But I want to ask you, when they say Black women, are you talking about African American woman, Haitian, Jamaican? So people
any women who of African descent who was raised in an American system.
Okay.
Does that put that point? Because you have Haitians, Africans, and Jamaican women who still think the same under this American system, because they will say that there's not enough good men to date when there's thousands of blue collar men who are waiting to be married. The point that I'm trying to get is this. Why is it that Marisol, Maylene, and Karen don't think the same way black women think when it comes to marrying? Because here's the thing, and Jordan and you might know this, up until 1970, marriage rate was up to 80%. 80% in the black community. 80%. Typically, a lot of people was raised in two-parent households. And you typically, after like 1978, you'll see sprinkles of like the older people now who are a little bit tad older than us. You'll find some of them who was kind of raised into the house with a two-parent household, because it's when the 80s it started to diminish. A white woman who grew up in Iowa in a small town will marry somebody who work at the graduate high school, and her husband could be somebody who work at the oil mill. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong? And won't think nothing of it.
Speaking true.
Won't think nothing of it. And or a Hispanic woman, which we know, and Jordan, you can attest to this. We see a lot of these beautiful, fit Hispanic women who are married to landscapers. Mm-hmm. Secure. There's a guy here who live next door to me. He's a security guard, and his wife works at the hospital. She's like a nurse or something, and he's a security guard. Like, let me just point that out. He's a security guard.
Yeah, they make like $17 an hour. Probably
like less. That's just regular stuff. His wife works at the hospital. She has like the RN badge. They are married together. So why is it that they don't put the same restrictions on us? That's my question. Why is those race of women understand their men flight, but black women don't? And I'm not saying all black women. Let me just say that. I'm just saying that there is a bit of divide where we can even talk to a basic black woman and she'll look at you and say, oh, you got to bring money to the table. You know what I mean? And then when we tell them to bring thinness to the table, it's an issue. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I just feel like in our community, they're fast. They want everything right here, right now, and not knowing that, so for average man like us, sometimes it takes time for that. So what we know, because in our 20s, we really don't. Like I said, we're really kind of learning ourselves. We're definitely not mature yet. We kind of want to do things, mess with women, have a good time, all that type of stuff. Not worry about our financially, or worry about our credit or something like that, and all that type of stuff. Which is fine, But I feel like the women that want that, they gotta date, men that are older, that's kind of in their 30s, to get all of that, because you're not going to get that. Most of them, I'm not going to say there are, maybe I'll say there are some, you might get it in their 20s. They're doing good, fresh out of college, if they're doctors or lawyers like that. But I just feel like, I don't think women, they just want things right now, and they're not being patient enough. For that, I would ask a woman, okay, if that's the case, why you can't be patient? What's the problem? I would ask a woman that.
No, but most of the time, you gotta understand, especially when it comes to a Hispanic household, they talk from young to look for their mans early. As for the black culture, we talk from young to separate from our woman early. So that's the problem we have within the black culture. Now, however, like Hakeem said, it's not all black women. Some black women actually go to college and try to meet a husband. Some black women actually go to when they're in high school looking for a husband. Some people actually marry their high school sweetheart, like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and other people. But that's a very small number. But the black culture is taught, soon you meet a woman, smash her and go. I think our way of thinking has to change. I would say everything goes back to the way of thought. Okay. And I think I agree with that, and also you as well, Jordan.
Now, here's the thing. There's a point that I want to take as far as speaking about the women. Do you ever watch that this guy on YouTube? He goes around and asks what women bring to the table. What men he does it.
I heard about it.
Now, mind you, he did a part 2 today, and he was with he ran up into an older woman, and I think that was her daughter. And the lady said she had been married 25 years. You listening?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He said, "What did you do different?" He said, how did you was able to be with him that long? She said, "I believed in him." So listen now.
Wow. Her husband, right?
Her husband, she said, "I believed in him." There's another point that I want to bring. Now, you're talking about an older woman from a different time period. So their wants and needs was a little bit different. And she said that she can call him up at 2, 3 in the morning and he'll get up and go to 7-Eleven and get her something to drink. Now, here's the thing. When a woman like that say, "I believed in him," knowing that at that point in time, he probably did not have the earning potential, but that didn't matter. So he was just there. Now, to the point that I don't know if you've seen, the lady, the black woman, I forgot what her name is, Deborah Brown. She has some spices from McCormick. You know what I'm talking about?
I kind of got that. I kind of got that idea. Go ahead.
Okay, so recently she went viral online because she retired her husband from the police force.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. I heard somebody. Okay, now. And I heard on the Whitney show went in on her.
They went in on her. Wendy Williams went in on her. Now, mind you, they went in on her and didn't hear the story. Now, mind you, they met when they was young, similar to you. And she went on there and say that. She said, "I've been with my husband 23 years, through bad and good, when he was just working at Macy's." Listen now. She said he, in agreements with him and her, he took on a police job where she did not work. She supported him. He took on a police job in agreement to support her dream to become an actor.
Yeah, he did that.
So he had worked 15 years to support her to become an actress. She was on the Shy. Then she went on TikTok, blew up, got the spices from McCormick. She said within that note, her husband did for her. She said, "Now it's time for me to allow him to dream." So the point that I'm getting is this: she returned the favor that a man is always going to do, protect and provide. We are built like that. And it's going, and a women have to overlook the shot of thinking that you, going back to what you're saying, Jordan, that, "Oh, I want it now," when you can't get it now. We don't have it now, but it's in the making.
Preach.
Why women don't know, women don't want to work as hard for their relationship like they do for their degrees.
Preach.
You hear that, brother?
Remember you and I did a seminar how women are married to their degrees.
They're married to their degrees. A woman would not work as hard in her relationship as she would for her degree.
Man, that's fire. That's a bomb.
You get what I'm trying to say? Because let me tell you something. Your relationship needs work. There's a beginning, a middle, and an ending. You ain't gonna be rich. Wealth is built with two people. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Say that again.
Wealth is built with two people. Making money is a social event. So you and your partner need to get together. A lot of us really accelerate when we have a partner because she fits where you lack at and you fit where she lack at. So she can cover some aspect while you're able to focus on your dream to upgrade your commission, get a new job, or go back to school where she entitles to benefit from that. But no, women want you to already have it today. That Love and Hip Hop type mentality.
Because you gotta understand something about society. Society know women are emotional. They know women tend to act out their emotion. So they're gonna feed into that emotion. That's why you got Love and Hip Hop, the city of Atlanta, the housewife of Atlanta, the housewife of Orlando, like stuff like that is feeding into the woman's mind. So when a woman meet a guy like, for example, like me or Jordan or yourself, they come and they be like, Jordan, I'm just using that example. I know you're married. I'm just using that example. They come and meet a guy like myself or Jordan or you, Hakeem, and they like, well, I want to make sure he have it right now because that's what they're seeing online. That's what they're seeing, and that's what they're hearing.
Brothers, Jordan, and I want you to comment on this. Do you think, due to the issue with dating, do you think a lot of black men, especially in Miami, and I know you've probably seen this in California, are shifting to deal with women of other races?
Yep, and I have no problem with that.
Me either.
Because I saw one video on YouTube. It might be fake or something. I saw when a chick was using a guy to go on a date, and but the thing is, it happens all the time. I know it definitely happens all the time in Miami. It happens in
you talking about the Miami
LA.
story? Yeah, we covered that too. Yeah,
and I was like, and it's stuff like that really does happen. Usually they're in the friend zone and they don't know it. They are like, okay, I have him on. Oh, he's the friend, so he's the guy who's gonna take me out to eat, and I say, oh, he's gonna take me here. He's gonna take me here. So I know he will.
Breathe. Boy, you speaking true because look how he come from Miami, so he knows about the stamina and the women
Devin,
taking advantage of the guy.
You want to know something? I'll tell you a story.
Go ahead.
I met a girl, took out to eat, and drove her to another nigga house for her to get fucked.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that story. I couldn't believe that, bro.
I'm being real. Listen, I didn't know at the time. She said, "Oh, I'm not going home. I'm just going to go up here." And the dude was waiting at the door for her.
Wow. That's wild, bro.
You know what I'm trying to say? I paid for the meal. And this is why, you know what I mean? This is why we get tempted to want to deal with other races. Like, come on. Especially when you're not a typical black guy. You know what I'm trying to say, Jordan, right?
I hear you.
Because listen, me, you, and Ronnie, we're not typical black men. Because here's the thing. Most black women only go after the top 10% of black men. The most aggressive, hood, over masculine guy. You know what I mean? I'm a nigga that watch anime. Like,
I'm a guy that read books.
I read books all day. So, you know what I mean? I sit here and we do. So we're not the typical, you could say we're the gene back.
I'm not typical. I'm the guy that does martial arts. So
So you fall in the line of Jean Baptiste and Fuquan. You feel what I'm trying to
say? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Delarice. So the thing about it is, the type of women in Miami wouldn't date us just off of that because we don't have that type of drip, that swag that they're looking for.
But you know the truth though.
No, for real. You know who would want to date us? The girls who are white, Hispanic, the girls who on that
because I can't why they see the value in us.
It's not only the value, but the way we are as a person is the way they're used to. Listen,
exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not hugging the block. I'm not going to Iguanas or Brick House to go party. I ain't no goofy. Like, and I'm not saying them niggas is goofy, but who like I'm the nigga that might go do a Wayne and painting type shit with you and go sit at a museum. What typical?
I'll tell you this, like that's typical. But I'll tell you this, you do those things, and like when I do like my martial arts, you know. Do I see any black women there? I've been doing martial arts for 2 years. Do I see any black women? No.
Nope.
Not at all.
No, because
hey, he's speaking truth, man.
That's not the stuff they're into. The men that they want to deal with are in 392 scat packs, and they're drifting in the parking lots. They're drifting in the parking lots. It's like a nigga's out here with his pants half off his ass. And you know what I mean? It was like, whatever.
Because that's what because that's what they see on social media. That's what they see on TV. I'm telling you, they know women are easily influenced.
Yeah. But it's just sad though, because we got to get to a point where like we need to start rebuilding. Like for us to even compete with whites, Hispanics, Asians, we have to build the family structure first. Without the family structure,
but they know you understand. So how do we build a family structure? We have to learn what we did back then.
We need more marriages.
Correct. What did they do back then in the 1960s and the 1970s? Has a black family rate of 80%. You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing we have to learn from.
Let me tell you what happened when the Ephesus movement came in, and I want us to be very careful because you know this is going.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want to get.
There's certain words. Exactly. When the Ephesus movement came in, and more black women, first and foremost, a lot of people got to understand, black women have always had access to education. You feel me?
Fact. That was true. Yes.
So when the crime bill and all this stuff starts to came, and a lot of black men are in jail and all this other stuff, society empowered black women, and also which was a good thing, but it also was a negative thing because black women have a negative opinion about black men. They think they're better than us. They think that our opinions don't even matter. Why you think that there's more women shows than men shows? There's no reel for men. There's no round table for brothers.
Only thing we had was A Real Husband of Hollywood. That's the only thing I can think of.
Basically.
Oh, that show was garbage.
That show
it was garbage. I know. I'm just saying though, it was garbage, but yeah, go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? Like, where's the talk show? Where's the talk shows for men talking about men issues? There's none. And there's none. Network shows won't even produce it. This is why I want to produce a show like that, where it's a round table of men, exactly like The Real or The View, where they talk about issues, but it's men focused. Nobody's talking about mental health for men. Nobody talk about the highest population of homeless is men. Nobody talks about that. There's no shelters for men. There's suicides amongst young boys from 12 to 24. Who talks about that? It's so bad right now that a typical man that hits 24 is a virgin right now.
Wow.
Go look it up. So there's a bunch of situations where women are so much empowered now, where their opinion of men, where women can talk to you any kind of way and say what you say doesn't mean none of it. And you can be very logical, but the point is she feels so empowered by society that she's right. When at the end of the day, we have an alarming rate of women that are going to die alone. They're going to be found in their house stinking because they made the choice to not pair bond with a man and to learn to submit and fall back into your feminine natural role. You feel me? Yeah. My dad still gives my mother a personal allowance.
Yeah, my dad used to do that to my mom.
Yeah. Listen, on top of him paying the bills, here's $400 for you. Just put that in your pocket. My mom.
That's what I grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
You see, I grew up with that. I even go back
that the black family doesn't have anymore.
No, it doesn't. But listen, but you have to have an affinity for your husband to do that. My mama used to wake up every morning, brew coffee for my dad before he go, pack his lunch. On Saturdays, she used to make me take her to the laundromat so she can iron and have his clothes crispy for the work. Now, mind you, does that sound like a maid or that sound like somebody who was taking care of her family?
Someone taking care of her family.
That sounds like somebody taking care of her family.
You know what I mean?
But society would call her a maid.
My maid. But my mother never had to struggle, never had to worry about if the bill was going to be paid. You know what I mean? She go get her hair and nails done. You know what I mean? She runs the house. You know what I mean? I can only imagine what your wife do for you that you don't even have to ask her to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you pay the bills in the house. You pay majority of the bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So her knowing that you keeping that stability over her head allows her to fall back into a feminine role. The fact of the matter is that your wife struggling to wake up in the morning to work at the house and not going to some white man's house says a big difference in her attitude throughout the day with you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm being real with you. If I found me a woman who was submissive, I would want her to work from home as well. Because you want to know why? I want to be able for you to be at a easy possible attitude so you can feel like you can fall back into your natural role to serve and to want to be the woman you want and to be that matriarch for your family.
Right.
But you got to be careful because, today, remember, women now being easily influenced, they get friends like, why you staying at home? Why you staying at home? You need to be out. Go ahead. He got a slave over you. He's controlling you. And they'll use anything negative to take the woman out of her feminine role.
That is true.
They don't want to see that anymore.
Jordan, I want you to touch on that. Do your wife has friends?
She has a few in LA. So she only has a few out here.
But are they married or they're single?
They're all single. Yeah, they're all single.
Ooh. But she doesn't go out with them or nothing like that when they go out to club.
No. Well, back in Miami, we used to do all that, but in LA, she's more of a stay home, chill. And then if you want to go out to eat, we'll go out to eat, or just one she thinks you want to do, go to like a Black Lives Matter event or something like that. That's pretty much it. She's or yoga. Other than that, she pretty much it's just me or her, to us, because there's like I said, there's not a lot of friends that we know that are married, so we kind of separate ourselves with people that are single, because they got their issues with being single and drama, all that type of stuff, and
wow, that's good. No, that's good. That's the best thing to do. That's the best thing to do.
Yo, Jordan, I'm gonna be real with you. The biggest thing you did that I think for your marriage was to move out of state.
Exactly. That was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the reasons that we wanted to do that, because Miami is a different story.
Yeah, it's another, you already know, very influential. Yeah. Y'all be together and be divorced tomorrow. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's good. So Jordan, this is the final thought. So how can man become the same way you think today? How can man get into that way of thinking that you are today?
Did I think I are today? I would say, hey, listen to podcasts like this. That's one of the things. Listen to podcasts like this. I will see if I can find someone like somebody in the family that's been married, learn from them. Like I said, go ahead.
No, you're right. I was gonna comment after you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but yeah, this like I said, just listen to. There's stuff on YouTube that can help men to be what they need to be, and also listen to like a friends or family member that's married. Just ask the questions like how I want to be married. What are the tools I need to be married, all that type of stuff. And also, I'll say, if you get engaged to someone, I definitely recommend marriage, pre-marriage counseling too, because me and my wife, we also do marriage counseling as well, to give us the tools we need so we can have a long, successful marriage.
Yeah, Hakeem preached that heavily. Go to therapy, go see counseling.
Always.
Always.
Listen,
yeah.
I think people should go to therapy after your first year in relationship.
Yeah, you know what? I'll definitely agree with that, especially because a lot of men and women, they really don't. When they stay single, they really don't have relationship skills.
No, they don't, and this is what the issue. They don't. And another thing too, a lot of women who are coming in these relationships with body counts are not able to pair bond with men. So they
good point.
You know what I mean? Point. If you slept with too many people, it's going to be kind of hard for you to be equally yoked with them because you don't already gave up all your soul ties.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother topic right there.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's powerful.
You know what I mean? But my last comment on this is men should stay away from dating apps. It does not work. No, I gotta be real. I gotta be real. Men should stay away from dating apps.
But you be the man one on the dating app.
No.
Talking about.
I have been on there and you could get lucky, but I'm just saying for a long-term perspective, niggas is not meeting their wives on there. You're plugging holes. You're plugging holes when you get on the dating apps. Get into
a lot of people gonna hit you up. They're gonna be like, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" Like, what?
Yeah. Because I gotta censor it for YouTube. You're only plugging holes. You know what I mean? The bathroom hole, the toilet hole. You're only plugging holes when you're on dating apps. Find a networking group like a Toastmasters or a church group and stuff like that to find you a woman with a decent mindset, because women on there are only going after the guys that look like Fuquan or Jason or something like that. They don't want you. If you a chess playing nigga, she don't want you, my nigga.
That being said, KI Culture Radio,
we out. Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.